Hello to all my beautiful viewers out there. Today I'm going to be discussing why the anti-social social club shipping time takes so long. So if you guys didn't know, it's all over YouTube. The amount of YouTubers that have covered this is ridiculous, but I thought I'd make my own variation of it. There are so many anti-social social club videos. Like if you just look up anti-social social club in YouTube, I bet you most of them are going to be about why it sucks, why it's a horrible brand, etc, etc, etc. And most of the reasons are because of the shipping and handling time. Now in today's video, I'm not going to try and justify what anti-social social club does. I'm just more going to explain what they actually do from my point of view, from how I understand it, and from what I've read and how it actually works. It's not me saying that what they do is a good idea, it's me just saying how it's done, and this is why the shipping takes a while. Now, in order to make this explanation process a little bit simpler, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the anti-social social clothing in either a category A or a category B. Now, category A is going to be the general release stuff that they release every single time there's a collection that drops. And in section B, it's going to be exclusively the collection stuff. So the stuff that drops in, like for an example, the recent Still Stressed collection, the collection before that, which was the Stressed collection, all that stuff is going to be in section B, while the stuff that's inside of section A is going to be the stuff that isn't explicitly only going to be in one collection. It gets released every single time there's a collection. Examples of that would be like the iconic Mind Games hoodie, the iconic flannels, their basic shirts. All that's I'm going to call it general release. All that stuff gets released every single time there's a collection. So regardless of if the collection is spring, summer, fall, winter, it's not locked into a certain collection. It comes out every single time there's a collection. Now, to quickly just go over section A in a little bit more detail, you're probably wondering, well, Daniel, if there's general release stuff that comes out every single collection, why isn't it always available on the store? How come if I don't go antisocialsocialclub.com right now, how come it's not available there all the time? Well, come on guys, it's a streetwear brand. They're not going to just have their general release stuff available all the time. Then there's going to be no hype towards it. There's going to be no reason that you're going to pay heaps of money on the resale market for it. They strategically decide to only have their general release stuff released alongside of a lot of section B stuff, which is all their seasonal collections. They may also release it for, times they do heaps of collaborations, but they primarily release all of section A's general release stuff alongside with all of section B stuff as well. And the reason that the resale price of Anti-Social Social Club has been going down is, there's heaps of reasons to it, really. There's one reason that the general release stuff, the stuff like the Mind Games hoodie, the stuff that gets released every season, that stuff, because it gets released every season, the quantity of it just keeps getting increased, which means the demand for it is slowly getting filled by the quantity that it keeps being released, so the price eventually drops. Now, that's just some pretty basic economics, but that's how it works. The general release stuff is eventually going to come down to probably the retail price, and you probably won't see too many people reselling the general release stuff for too much more than the retail price after the season's end. Now, if you're still interested in reselling in the anti-social social club market, you probably want to go for seasonal pieces, stuff from section B. Section B is the stuff from the Still Stressed collection, the Stressed collection, all their spring-summer collections, all their collabs, all their fall-winter collections. All of those, if you want money out of buying Anti-Social Social Club, you want to buy those things from that collection because they're only going to get released during those collections. Now, I'm slowly going to move on to the shipping, so I just have to explain the idea that there is a group of general release stuff, and there's the seasonal stuff that gets released as well. So now that we know that there are two different types of clothing that's dropped during these collections, there's the general release stuff and then there's the seasonal stuff, right? Now what happens is when a season is dropped, right? Let's use the Still Stressed collection that recently dropped as an example, right? So I bought in the Still Stressed collection a cancelled hoodie. That's exclusive to that collection, right? Now what happens is if I, instead of buying the cancelled hoodie, I bought a Mind Games hoodie, which is from Section A, which gets released every single time there's a drop. Antisocial Social Club is gonna have a few of Section A's items on hand. Why, do you ask? Well, that's because they release them every single collection. So they make them before the collection gets dropped, and then they have them ready for people that are buying them at that collection's time. Now that means if I buy a Mind Games hoodie, it's going to get shipped out to me quicker because they already had some made for me. Now why am I mentioning this? Well, because anything from Section B, any of the collabs, any of the seasonal items, that stuff isn't actually made at the time of you being able to buy it on the collection drop. Now you're probably wondering, what do you mean? Why isn't it, made by the time it's, actually dropped? That I personally can't answer. If you guys know, please let me know in the comments section. But from what I know is that when they release seasonal drops, essentially you're not buying the hoodie as, it being made, it being ready to be shipped out. What you're buying is essentially a slot out of a certain number of slots. It's basically a pre-order. You pre-order the hoodie, and then once they've fulfilled their pre-order quota, let's just say that the quota is 500. If there's let's go back to the cancelled hoodie example. If there's a quota of 500 cancelled hoodies that can only be made worldwide, what they do is once all the slots are filled up, they produce all of them in whatever sizes were bought, then they ship them out, okay? So they set a cap limit. They don't allow you to buy unlimited amounts of this hoodie when the season's up. They have a cap limit, and they do that so there is an essence of limited supply. They do that so there's not a million cancelled hoodies bought when the collection drops, and then the value of them and the brand is nothing. They do that on purpose, obviously to maintain the exclusiveness and the appeal of the brand itself. Now you're probably wondering, oh, Daniel, but I bought a cancelled hoodie, as an example, and I bought something from Section A, like a Mind Games hoodie. I bought both. So why don't they just ship out the Mind Games hoodie if they've already got some on hand and ship off the, the seasonal items when they get made? Well, that would require them to pay shipping costs 2 times over, or charge you shipping costs 2 times over. And for, basically not to kill the brand then and there, they don't want to charge shipping costs twice because that'll anger all the customers, and they don't want to pay for shipping costs twice because that means they're losing money. So what happens is if you bought stuff from Section A and Section B, you're going to get both Section A's items and Section B's items when all of Section B's items have been made and are ready to ship off. So unfortunately, if you did exactly like I said in that example, where you bought a Mind Games hoodie and a cancelled hoodie, you're gonna have to wait until the cancelled hoodie gets made. And that is one of the reasons why you see a lot of YouTube videos hating on the brand. It's well justified, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Antisocial Social Club in the way that they do their seasonal drops by having this pre-order slot way is the right way to do it. A lot of people get mad because they buy these hoodies and they buy these seasonal items and they expect them to already be made and they expect them to be sent off straight away. And when you've been set to that standard by almost every single other brand, I can totally imagine why you'd be pissed off and why you're annoyed at it. And believe me, the first time I bought something from one of these seasonal drops, I was quite annoyed that it took them weeks upon weeks to eventually make my hoodie, when really the hoodies are just printed on independent blanks and it's kind of just print on a hoodie, send it off. I can understand your frustration. I wish, in all honesty, there was more transparency between Antisocial Social Club and its consumers, but unfortunately the only way that we've been able to figure out that this is the method that they use for their seasonal drops is through trial and error, is through people actually just buying the product and eventually figuring it out, and also just people on the inside sort of letting the outside people know. That's the only reason we know about it. And again, as I said, I can very much see why a lot of people are very annoyed at the brand and now dislike the brand because of that. And you're totally entitled to your opinion. You do you. Personally, me, I don't mind too much. I mean, if I have to wait a little while for the hoodie to get made and sent to me, I'm not hugely bummed out about it. The price that I paid for this hoodie, retail, isn't too much, and I'm not hugely insulted that I get the hoodie printed on an independent hoodie. That's a totally another topic of conversation. Like, people will obviously hate hoodies that are just printed on blanks. Understandable. Again, a topic for another time. But to go back to the shipping again, yeah, the method is interesting. It's an interesting way to do it, but it's just how Antisocial Social Club runs. And I'm sorry if you've now bought something from the Still Stressed collection and you've been like essentially conned into this long wait for the shipping time, but I hope that like me explaining it this way not justifies the shipping time, but it at least clears up your confusion when it comes to the shipping time and everything like that. Now, I thought I'd just touch on a couple other things as well. Things from the seasonal collections, even though they take forever to make, you're more likely to have a delayed shipping time for even longer if you buy accessories. More specific, it's hard to exactly nail which accessory is going to take longer to ship than others. It all depends if Antisocial Social Club is collaborating with another brand. That's mainly because if they collaborate with another brand, the other brand is going to be quite forceful in making them produce it and ship it off as quick as possible, mainly because that brand does not want its brand tarnished by, long shipping times, etc, etc, etc. So if you have ordered anything from a seasonal collection and it's taking forever, the first things that are going to get shipped off, in my opinion, in what I know, is the hoodies and the shirts. Why? Because the production time for the shirts and the hoodies is a lot quicker than it is, for an example, we'll use the rice cooker from the recent Still Stressed collection. It's probably going to take a little bit longer for those rice cookers to be made, unless, I think it was Kaku was the brand that actually collaborated with Antisocial Social Club to make those rice cookers, unless Antisocial Social Club is pressured by Kaku to, produce them and ship them out as soon as possible. Maybe I could be wrong in saying that. Maybe Kaku could be pretty lenient and be like, you know what, it's an Antisocial Social Club item. It's on them if the shipping times take forever. It's very hard as an outsider to make those calls and, be able to say how it is. Again, sorry if you bought the rice cooker and it's taking forever, but that's just how it is with Antisocial Social Club. And again, that is why people really, really hate the brand on YouTube. They're really, really annoyed about it. My personal thoughts on the shipping time and how it's handled, the only thing I'd like to change is maybe the transparency. Like maybe when you're buying it, it has in the description, this is a pre-order. In your maybe email that you get when it's confirmed, it would have a pre-order symbol on it instead of you actually buying it. Because essentially adding just simply pre-order in front of a seasonal item will inform the consumer about, the idea that they're paying for a slot that'll guarantee them the item, but the item hasn't been made yet and it will come in time. I think that's maybe the safest and easiest way that Antisocial Social Club could clean up this kind of, confusion between consumer and brand, but it's however they want to handle it, guys. In all reality, they're probably not too concerned about it because if you've checked their recent collection, everything's sold out. Like, it's not like their shipping times is hugely affecting their sales. It's all their sales are being filled. Everyone's buying everything that they sell. So in the long run, it's not really doing them any harm by continuing by what they're doing. How could you stop them by doing this shipping method? Well, I mean, it's a capitalistic market, guys. If you want to stop them from horrible shipping times, don't buy their stuff. Leave it alone. Which is probably the method. I mean, I haven't checked a lot of these YouTube videos about them saying it sucks, but that's probably what they've done. They've probably made the conscious decision to say, no, I'm not buying it from your store because your shipping time sucks. And again, that's perfectly fine. That's up to you as the consumer. But yeah, I just thought I'd cover it, guys. That's like what I know about the whole shipping time with Antisocial Social Club. That's what I know. Again, I could be wrong, I could be misinterpreting it, but that's how I see it. A classic example is, this is the evidence that I have to say that this is the case. I bought this hoodie here, and it took a while for it to ship because they had to make it. It wasn't ready when it was ordered. So yeah, the hoodie wasn't ready when I ordered it, so I had to wait a while, and that's the evidence that I have, that I had to wait a couple weeks until this eventually got made and sent out to me. That's the only evidence that I have to say that it's a pre-order. Because if it was ready on time, they would have shipped it ASAP. Because why not? There would be no other reason for them not to ship it off as soon as I bought it. They're getting rid of their stock. They're making a sale. There's no reason for a business not to send it off as soon as it's been purchased. So that's the evidence that I have to say personally from my experiences, that it's a pre-order system. And yeah, I would love to hear your experiences though. Let me know in the comments below if you've bought from Antisocial Social Club, if you've bought from their seasons, and if the same things happen to you. Because I feel that it is a pre-order system for their seasonal stuff, and I think it's a pre-order system for their Section A general release stuff as well. It's just that they have more of the Section A general release stuff on hand because they prepare it early, because they release it every, season. While the seasonal stuff that they have to make for their seasons only gets dropped once. It only ever comes out once. So that's my justification. Well, not my justification, but my reasoning behind why it happens. As I said, clarity between the brand and everything would be nice. Who knows if it's going to happen anytime soon, though. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. That's basically me summing up why I think the Antisocial Social Club shipping takes forever. I hope that not basically makes it okay or justifies it in any way, but I hope it explained it to you in how I see it. Let me know, guys. If it's different or if I've completely misinterpreted it, let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to follow the socials in the description, as they'll keep you up to date on any new videos that I decide to post. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.